ChatGPT is possibly the first tool that most of us think of when we hear somebody talking about artificial intelligence. It has almost been an entire year since the launch of ChatGPT, and it has been so frequently mentioned that we could almost argue that it's similar to calling all tissues Kleenex. Now, since its launch, countless numbers of other AI tools have been built upon ChatGPT's language model. And so in this video, we're going to demo the current state of the free version of ChatGPT with a couple of prompts. But before we dig into ChatGPT, I do want to highlight some differences between the versions. This is going to be super quick. But basically, at the time of recording, we have GPT 3.5 and 4. 3.5 is the one that we're going to demo in this video. It is free. It does require an account. And that account does require you to give OpenAI your cell phone number to prove that you're a human and not a bot. The training data is a web crawl of a large sample of the internet. So it's not the entire internet, but it's a huge chunk up to September of 2021. And 3.5 has reduced features and functionality. GPT-4 is $20 a month, same training data, but it's capable of more complex tasks. It is optimized for chat, being that it's a chat-based tool. So it's better optimized, I should say. It has many more features and also plugins. So before a few weeks before recording, there was a plugin to give GPT-4 access to the internet. OpenAI has now just made that a default part of GPT-4's functionality. It supports uploading documents, whereas 3.5 does not. So anytime you hear somebody say you can give ChatGPT some documents and train it to your writing style, this is what they mean. So you have to have the paid version, GPT-4, to give it full documents that it can use to mimic your writing style or to be trained. Let's say, not necessarily mimic, although it feels like that. Again, it has full access to the internet, and as of recently, it now supports using a device's camera, microphone, and speaker. So you can use the microphone on your device to give verbal prompts to ChatGPT, and it can respond using your speaker. You can also you can use your device's camera to take pictures, and ChatGPT can analyze those pictures. So let's move into ChatGPT. So these are our demo prompts that we're going to use for this video. So we're going to do a little outlining and brainstorming. We're going to maybe put on our student hat and look for some summarizations or an explanation of something. And then we're going to see if it can save us time with assessment design. So we're going to create a rubric. So let's move over to ChatGPT and we'll start with our classroom brainstorming. So for our first prompt, let's have ChatGPT 3.5 develop an activity for a college level calculus course about the limits of a function. And let's see what it can do. I definitely cannot type that fast. So it looks like it is giving us pretty much a response formatted as a lesson plan. And so one thing to highlight is with anything created by AI, it's always important to proofread. So one thing that ChatGPT as a limitation is it always assumes, unless you make your prompt more specific, it's always going to assume that teaching and learning occurs in a face-to-face classroom. So one challenge that this lesson plan has is, for instance, the duration could take approximately 60 to 90 minutes. Most of us do not have 90-minute class sessions, so we would definitely need to revise a little bit. But this is definitely a good start. If I was trying to come up with a quick lesson plan because my students were having trouble with something, a certain concept in class, I could go to ChatGPT and help me sort of outline my plan for the day. Of course, I still am responsible for finding all the materials and putting all of the examples together and actually putting the lesson plan into action. But this is not too bad for a first start and sort of a brainstorm or an outline. So let's put on our student hat and have ChatGPT help kind of summarize something or explain something to us. So for this prompt, let's see how well it can explain the hero's journey in Star Wars, and provide us some sources that we could look at later to further explore. So it looks like it gave us a nice little list of concepts within the hero's journey. Definitely tied it in to a source material. And so if I wanted, I could have ChatGPT elaborate and take the response a little bit further. But when it comes to the certain style of prompt, like if I ask it to explain something, it's going to give us an overview through prompt engineering. If I wanted it to give it in a different style, we could tell it what type of formatting we needed our response to be in. So one thing that's interesting as ChatGPT improves what seems like almost every day, if we had given this prompt to ChatGPT, say several months ago, there would have been a good chance that it would have given us quite a few fake sources. And this doesn't mean that ChatGPT is getting better. It's just that the ways that it is trained through prompts has sort of been a little bit refined. If we change our prompt, we can definitely still trick ChatGPT into inadvertently hallucinating some scholarly sources. So let's wrap up our demonstration with one last prompt, and let's see how it can do with saving us time on some assessment design. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create us a rubric with explanations for each criterion level for a college film history class. So definitely, like I said, it can type way faster than I can. And it looks like it is doing a pretty good job with getting us started. So, like anything that we ask AI to do, we definitely would want to proofread this and probably refine it a little bit. So, one thing that doesn't work for me is if I wanted to use this rubric in Coursed-In, there would be a lot of copying and pasting. So, for the last part of this, let's see if we can get um, let's see if we can get it to make a rubric as a table, so it's a little bit visually easier to look at. So that's definitely how I'm used to saying rubrics. So this would be much easier to bring over into, say, a Word document, do some revisions, and then copy and paste it into Coursed-In with the rubric tool. So this was just a super brief demonstration of what ChatGPT 3.5 is capable of. Of course, for $20 a month, we might get a little bit more impressive responses. But that's not to say that 3.5, the free version, is not already impressive as it is, because before ChatGPT, we'd probably be spinning our gears a little bit trying to make some of this stuff from scratch. And to have something to start with, it definitely creates an opportunity to save a little bit of time.